All right. On this Thirsty Thursday, we welcome a local paranormal investigation team, Dark Hollow Paranormal.
What's up, everybody?
Hello.
Hi, guys.
Howdy.
Thanks for being here on Spooky Happy Hour. But before we get into today's video, just a quick thank you to all of our followers or new followers. And just a reminder to like, subscribe, and comment to our channel if you haven't already. Also, if you want to keep up with all of the spookiness, hit that notification bell so you never miss a spooky moment. Now, we want to introduce yourselves first to all of our listeners so we know like who's in what camera. But also you got to let us know what you're drinking.
Absolutely.
Angel Lindsey, we'll start with you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right, here you
Go
go.
ahead, Angel.
I'm Angel Morales. I'm a lead investigator with Dark Hollow Paranormal. This is my wonderful fiance. I'll let her go ahead and introduce herself.
I am Lindsey. I am the founder of Dark Hollow Paranormal. And I'm just drinking tea right now, kind of recovering from the weekend. What are you drinking?
Oh, I'm drinking a very stiff Jack and Coke.
Perfect.
Celebrating the weekend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love it.
Whoever wants to go next.
My name's Jim. Jim Thomas. I'm drinking Yingling.
Oh, Pennsylvania East Coast beer where you can't get it anywhere else.
Keep it local.
I like it. Rock and roll.
Next.
Josh, Brittany.
I'm Brittany, and I'm drinking hint water.
Gotta stay hydrated.
I'm so dehydrated from the weekend. It's awful.
Yeah, I'm Josh. I'm drinking just like Walmart water. I was trying to keep up with Angel this weekend, and that's not a good, smart decision.
Shout out to Walmart.
All right, so Britt and Josh are recovering healthily in their own homes right now.
Yes.
And last but certainly not least,
I'm Mikala. I'm just drinking Walmart water.
Classic.
Salud.
I'm Bryan, and I'm drinking water because I'm very burnt from the weekend.
oh yes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and speaking of
You got the full
weekends,
end of
I
that.
can shotgun something. I don't.
so we can shotgun something. Well, and speaking of weekends, why they're all so exhausted is because Angel and Lindsey are getting married, and they decided to throw a badass bachelor and bachelorette party weekend, investigating a haunted location all weekend. So tell us a little bit about it. Whoever wants to go first about what you've experienced.
Go lay down.
I'll go ahead. I'll take the reins first to break the ice for everybody. We went to, I always refer to it as like a hidden gem of Pennsylvania. We went to Myersdale, Pennsylvania, and it is called the Red Lantern Inn Bed and Breakfast. This place is nothing less of absolutely phenomenal paranormal activity. You get everything. You get anything from shadow figures to things walking, crossing the side of your eye, trigger objects going off, cat balls, mag lights, REM pods, and we the evidence we caught this weekend was, like I said, I've said it before, it was probably the best we've had in a very long time. Audio wise, full-fledged conversations. This place is like nothing short of being alive, in my opinion. I'll let everyone else talk about it, what they experienced, what they heard in the middle of the night, but that's just the basis of what was going on this weekend for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Highly intelligent answers.
Severely intelligent.
You ask a question, it gave you a direct answer.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, and that's always like the best. I feel like that's always the best is like when you can just go back and forth, and like you're just like at the mercy of how long that something's willing to interact with you. And sometimes it's short, but sometimes it can go on forever.
And
it did all night long.
All night.
Direct, intelligent.
Go ahead.
We got the audible me up in the attic.
Yes.
We thought it was
That was
Phasma, but it wasn't Phasma. It was like right there behind Lindsey by me.
Yeah, we asked a question. I can't remember what the question was, but the answer was me. And we were playing Phasma Box at the time. And it was kind of delayed for me. Like I heard the me, and then I said, guys, that didn't sound like it came through the speaker. It
It
sounded
did
like it
not.
came from in the room. And
Yeah.
Josh spoke up and said, Lindsey, it sounded like it came from behind me and you. And everyone else spoke up and was like, yeah, I feel like it came from in the room also. And Brittany says, I feel like it came from behind you and Josh. And I go to turn around to see what's behind me in the attic. And as I turn around to look behind me, in the Phasma box, it goes, ah! Like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God.
Everyone's
And
jumping.
Instantly
as
turned
we're
the light
jumping-
on my flashlight.
As we're jumping and laughing, the Phasma box keeps going, ah! Ah!
Me
and
and
then
Mikala,
laughing
me
at
and
us.
Mikala are like, listen, because everyone's so excited about the first scream that it's one more scream, another scream, and me and Mikala are like, listen, like it's still playing around.
Mhm.
It was like
Wow.
this chick was asleep the session before, Indian style, straight pain angel, and after that,
We're
she was
like, we
awake
know
for
you're
another hour and
scared,
a
but
half.
everyone calm down.
It was crazy, but that's how this place is, though. That's how it is. And Brittany said something when we were outside at the fire pit perfectly. It's like it was peaceful all day. We relaxed all day. Even everyone took naps at one point. But then as the sun went down, it seemed like the energy just started picking up. And I think she meant something about being anxious or like, man, I feel like this thing is really gonna.
Yeah,
Yeah, shifted. That's what you said.
Shifted. The energy went from like homey, warm,
Being watched.
grandma's house to very
To-
strict, get
to
out of
not
my
get-
house kind of
Yeah.
energy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I
Yeah.
feel like it begs the question, like, whenever it was an operation, I don't know, like, if it was like a home before it was a bed and breakfast, but I feel like it just kind of begs the question, like, okay, well, maybe things were okay during the day energetically, or maybe people weren't there a lot during the day, but at night when people were home, maybe it did not leave a lot of great imprints at the
Brittany
time.
called that. It's like
and I said it too. I said it's like during the day we were there as visitors, so it was welcoming. But then at the end of the day, what happens? Like, they want you to go home. It's time for you to go home to your own house. It's time for me and my family to go to bed. And it's almost kind of like that same mentality. Like, hey, it's dark out. Like, I think it's time for y'all to leave and go back to your own houses. And when you're not going back, it's kind of like, okay, well, now you're bothering me. Now you're irritating me a little bit.
I always say, in all our events and everything, you come to a place and how you act in real life, you act like that on the other side, whatever anyone believes. If you act that way and you piss someone off or you act like an asshole, you don't follow direction, you're not going to get the answers that you want to get. What was that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair too, because you have to play both sides of the rules for like the living and the dead all at the same time, because one of them don't play by any type of rules.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Absolutely. Right. Well said. Well said.
Well, and I think it's so funny too, because I was even thinking earlier, I'm like, how in the world did we ever get like really linked up with them? And I remember somehow, some way, I found Mikala's Instagram, and I think that I was just searching different pictures of like local spots in town, like haunted spots, like Cambria County Jail and Cresson and all of these other places. And I think hers Instagram was the first one that came up, and then we came to Pennhurst and went to Paracon, and all y'all were there as vendors. So, and by that point in time, I was like, okay, I have to check this thing out. Like, how in the world can I live in Nanty-Glo at least for the last 2 years and not know
right down the road
that anything, was even haunted there? So I instantly bought a ticket for the public ghost hunt that y'all were offering, and I just had a freaking blast. So, Lindsey, I'm going to ask you, tell us a little bit about the Liberty Theater and Museum.
Okay, so it was built in the 1920s as a theater. It had several different names: the Grand Theater, the Family Theater, the Liberty Theater. It housed plays as well as movies. It was most well known for cowboy movies and stuff. It changed hands a couple times. At one point, it was like Cummins Hardware had it, and they had like appliances and stuff in it. It was a community center for a while. After the community center, the Nanty-Glo Historical Society bought it, with the intention to turn it into a museum. And they started the renovations, and then they ran out of funding. It needed a new roof. It needs an HVAC system. So we got the new roof put on last year.
Yep.
Last year, the
Last
new
year we
roof
got
got
it.
put on. So now we're in the process of getting the HVAC system. We're about halfway there, halfway where we need to be to get the HVAC system. Once the HVAC system is put in, the renovations can be complete. We've got rolls of carpeting, we've got paint, we've got drywall, but all of that is kind of put on hold until you have proper heating and air to circulate before you hang things, and things just kind of, you know.
You start getting that dilapidated look. You're not gonna pay all that money to have everything hit and ruin again. So, but we're fingers crossed.
Yeah.
We're in the process right now of talking to an HVAC guy who was at our family fun day. And if he looks at if he looks at everything and things work out in the plan, we could be getting that thing a lot quicker than what we initially thought. So positive vibes.
And my parents, I got involved with it because my parents, they joined the Historical Society, and when they joined it, people started talking about workers being afraid to be in the building. Workers coming in and experiencing shadow figures, swearing that there were people in the building that weren't in the building. Tools moving. And so people started to get scared. And my mom, knowing that I was into the paranormal, that I had Dark Hollow Paranormal, she said, I wonder if you would let my daughter come investigate the place. And I investigated it for the first time probably almost 10 years ago. And at the time, the Historical Society was not quite open.
Excuse me.
Like, they let me in, but they weren't really sure that they were going to be open to letting other groups come in. So within the last couple of years, I've convinced them, like, hey, we can make money off this, and we can make the Historical Society money. Let groups come in. Let us run a couple public. So about 2-3 years ago, we started hosting more groups coming in, knowing that all of that money goes straight to the Historical Society. It's going straight towards the HVAC system. The public events that we run as Dark Hollow Paranormal, we don't take any money from that. It goes straight to the Historical Society for that. So it's starting to become, in the last 2 to 3 years, it's starting to become a little bit more well known. We get more bookings every year. It seems like
we have, you know, funny enough, everyone starts from the bottom. That's just rule of thumb in all business. We went from getting once every 6 months to we're getting 2 a month now.
Almost
2 a month on average now. So everything is blessings.
And requests to do more public events.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think it's like 1% better every time. You know, it's like every time that you do something, it's just like kind of that 1% better. You truck along until you get your, you know, you get your basis, and then you can kind of explore and expand off of there. Brian and Mikala just rejoined us. So how can you guys you guys can hear us? You all good?
Yeah, can you hear us?
Yes, we did see the hand raised.
While she was looking pretty, I got on the laptop and got it working.
She was looking pretty. That's all that matters.
Well, thanks for.
If this laptop gets unplugged, we're gonna end up off again. So I'm making sure it doesn't get touched.
Perfect.
Hey, we are ready and raring to rock and roll with whatever y'all got. So no worries. But Mikala, I was, I don't know if you remember, but I was saying that, like, I think that I came across your Instagram first. Even like previous to Penhurst. And I think I was just kind of like stalkingly liking all of your stuff. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, they're going to Paracon too. And so I obviously had to find you. So I don't know if you remember me, you know, blowing up your shit before we ever met.
I don't view it as you blowing up my stuff because I don't think I remember a lot. I honestly think there were just a couple pictures that you liked, but I do think that you and Britt had either conversation
Beer club.
Beer club on Instagram. So I think it did start a little bit with Britt, and then you know, the hashtags along my Instagram's how you probably found me.
Yeah, because you know how to do all of those TikTok and this, that, and the next, and you know, my hip self just wasn't there at the time.
You sound like me.
I also think at Paracon people thought we were like vendors. That's why we were like in so early to get pictures with Project Fear because we were with you guys.
Rock and
Because
roll.
the next day
Rock
they
and
were
roll.
just like, "You're not supposed to be here," and we're like, "Well, we did this yesterday, and we didn't have to like check in and get security." We were so confused. We got like escorted to like security, and like they're good. I'm like, maybe they thought we were vendors.
I'm like, we didn't even go through
That
security
is
the day before. I'm
awesome.
like, y'all have security here? Like, I
was like, you told us to walk up this hill, so we just
That
happened to
is
go where the
funny.
vendors were.
I've noticed over the last.
Stop.
This was the second year that we were involved with Paracon at Penhurst, and I've noticed like
They're trying to pick up more.
yeah, like they can be a little unorganized sometimes, and I think it's just because the amount of crowd that they bring in, I
They're
can't
not used to all
imagine.
that.
I can't imagine even trying to manage or contain that.
I
So
couldn't.
it's like you'll notice
Yeah.
at moments they're like in complete control, and then at moments maybe
Chaos.
not quite. Yeah.
And like the
Oh,
best way though. And the
Yeah.
fact that we know like half of all the security.
But
so.
yeah, but kudos to them for managing
Yeah,
all
shout
of
out.
that
It's so
because
cool.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah, no doubt. But getting back to you guys, take us back to the beginning, Lindsey. How did you form Dark Hollow Paranormal?
So I formed it in 2014. I had belonged to a different paranormal group, and I enjoyed working with that group, but they wanted different things than what I wanted out of the paranormal. They were more in it for filming and for filming web episodes, and I was kind of in it for my own experience. And so I kind of just wanted to like film if I wanted to film, but no pressure. I just wanted the fun of it and not the pressure of it.
The experience.
Yeah, so I formed Dark Hollow in 2014. It really just consisted of me and like one or two other people that kind of came and went, and it was mostly just me by myself, just updating Facebook with photos, pictures, YouTube videos, and then in 2022, I met Angel and a couple other people at the Cresson Sanatorium in prison, where they had worked for Ghost Hunts USA. I was a volunteer up at the Cresson Sanatorium. And I saw the entertainment side of it with event running. And I didn't realize that I had a love for event running
She killed it.
until I started coming around more often as a volunteer at Cresson and seeing how they ran their events and teaching people essentially how to ghost hunt who had never gone. You would have people come up to Cresson that had no idea what any piece of equipment was. They just watched TV, knew it was haunted, and wanted to come there and bought a ticket. And you're essentially teaching people the basics of ghost hunting. And I fell in love with that aspect of it. And I said, you know, things with Ghost Hunts USA, you know, kind of fell apart. I think everybody knows that. And I started talking to Angel and I said, what would you think about joining my team? And we host our own events and we just travel around and we host events for places.
We do it. I was a trainer at the time, and Ghost Hunts USA went through their thing, and it's literally exactly how it went. We were sitting there, we were like, oh, you know, a little down, and we were just talking one day. I literally looked at her and I was like, well, you're Dark Hollow. Like, we can do that. What's stopping us from running the events? Because that's my love. I love teaching everybody. We're all positive vibes, everyone. Every single person we've met here, besides Jim, we met at John Bonet. We met up at Cresson. And these are the people that we've meshed with most. And we are, I got no shame to say it, we are unstoppable. People that come to our event, we do a good job. We're all people persons, and like we're killing it. We're phenomenal. Jim called it. This year was going to be our year, and this flower is blooming very quick.
So we kind of like, we do a little event running here and there, mostly right now for the Liberty, but we will host events at other locations. But we're still doing it for the love of us. Also, we just book a private and have fun. And what we film, we film. We don't edit anything out.
Nothing raw.
We edit nothing. What we release on YouTube is like the full footage, nothing deleted, nothing edited. You just get raw footage of 8 to 12 hours that we've investigated, because we're not in it for film. We're just in it for
no skits.
Yeah.
No skits. We want you to experience exactly what we are experiencing in any location. And people love that.
And if the location, you know, loves us and wants us to come run a public for them,
do.
we do it and we kill it.
Yeah, I mean, I've had the pleasure to see you guys in action a bit, and you all have like very different, unique styles and like ways of interacting with
Yeah.
spirit too. And Angel, I know that you mentioned like that you like the teaching aspect, and you are kind of like the team lead investigator. So I wonder, how would you describe each person's style, and how does that enhance the overall quality of your team?
I'll kill it. Absolutely. I've talked about this plenty of times. So we have on my screen, top right, we have our master bait, and that's Jimothy. This dude, fearless. Okay. He's ready to rock. He'll hide in a location. You got to go find him. Okay. Like that's Jimothy. He's phenomenal. The firemen of the paranormal people run out. He's running in, like no further ado. That's Jimothy.
Absolutely.
Josh, this dude has turned into our tech guru. This guy, from a couple months ago, we just had this conversation yesterday. From us having the dream of building our own equipment to Josh perfecting it, understanding it, this guy can build you anything. And he builds it himself. Him and Brittany, 3D printer. That is starting up and it's huge. Brittany, she is the sweetheart of the group. She will help you. She says she's shy. That girl is a different book when you open up that cover. Okay, she is not shy, but she is phenomenal, and you want to go to her in the investigations. She's your comfort. She's like the pleasure of it all. Mikala is our high sensitive of the group. Her and Josh are both sensitive. Mikala, though, takes the reins most with it, because when she's on fire, she is on fire. She hits hard with it. She's great to get the spirits going. She talks when she has this this cadence about her, that when she's on fire and we're in a room like last night with 10 people, Mikala ends up asking the questions because she's going with what she's feeling. And I kid you not, she steered that story for at least 45 minutes. Bryan is he's the sidekick of Mikala, the funny guy. He is like, what's funny? We did the couple swap outfit and Mikala like absolutely killed it. Bryan is like everyone's favorite uncle at the grill for the paranormal field. Okay. But he has your back and he is honest. If he can't do something, he won't do it. If you feel like you can't do something, he will give you all the comfort in the world to make you feel amazing. This beautiful piece of meat is a great leader. Okay. She is hilarious. She screams as the deepest man of the group.
I have a man scream when I get scared.
And I mean,
I scream from the basement up.
Somewhere there's a
usually
video
the
of you
first
screaming
one
in the
to yell.
basement.
Yeah.
Somewhere there's a video of Lindsey screaming in the basement of the prison. Somewhere.
But where she goes, we follow. I mean, she is just, I know, I really try not, we don't put one thing about our group is we're all the same. And that's how we do our events. We are all the same. Yeah, some people might talk more than the other, but she is the leader. She is the foundation of everything. Where she goes, we go. So it literally all starts with Mamacita right here.
But I make sure that there's fairness across the board. Like anytime that we do anything, it's always a group decision.
Everything.
I might come to the group with the idea, but I don't pull the trigger until every team member is comfortable with the decision and okay with the decision.
That's
because I'm all about fairness. I don't ever want to feel like I don't know. I don't want to feel like somebody's boss or somebody's superior. Nope. I just
one person says no, we don't do it.
Yeah.
Unless we agree with everything as a team. That's just how it is from day one.
With Lindsey, it's so easy and laid back with Lindsey and Angel and everybody in general. Once we have an idea or somewhere we want to go, just throw it in the group chat and we all make a group decision and
we go. We do it. It really is. Everything's like easy with us. We said it. It's like, it's funny. Like when we're not together, we're all like, oh man, like work sucks this week. It's gonna suck this week. We're so busy. Miss you guys. We're telling each other good night, good morning every day. But then you have a weekend like we just had, and it's like, oh, it's been like the best best week we've had in like 2-3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? It's like everything about this group is family. I don't even consider it like friends. Like this is family. Whatever we need, we eat dinner together. We watch our kids. As you saw, family fun day. This is how we are. all the time.
Even if we're not ghost hunting on a random Saturday night, we're like, hey, you guys just want to come over to the house? We're gonna cook some food and we're gonna play Cards Against Humanity. And sometimes it's not even anything paranormal related. Yeah. We're just sitting around hanging out.
Yeah.
Yeah, always looking forward to like the next time you guys can be together.
Always.
Yeah,
always,
exactly.
Always.
I love
literally
that.
everyone. That's literally everyone in the group. Everyone brings their own tier to the pyramid, if that makes sense.
We do.
So you mentioned that Josh is more of like your tech guy. So Josh, you bring a lot of the tech related things to the investigation of the group. Which is your favorite piece of equipment to make or use, and why?
Oh wow. Yeah. That put me on the spot. I appreciate that.
Do it, bro. No pressure. No pressure.
Sorry.
Honestly, my favorite piece of tech to make is the music boxes. It's simple. It's to the point. I just got to worry about giving my computer aids when I download a song. It's all digital. Everything I do is digital. When it comes to gear, I really don't use much gear. I'll put gear out, but I don't rely on that. I rely on my own senses. What am I feeling in the environment? Where is that leading me to go? And then I'm conferring with Mikala. I was like, are you feeling this? Do you feel this going on? But as far as gear, I don't rely on the gear. It's just scientific tools. That's all it is. It's a tool,
Yeah, it's nice that you have Mikala too to like double like checks and balances, right? To kind of feel out what each other is experiencing and see how it differs or see how it relates to
I'm feeling the same thing she's feeling, because there's been times at Liberty she's feeling one thing and I'm feeling something completely different. It's two different energies that are affecting us.
That's energy.
Right, and it's not to say like one person's right or one person's wrong. It's just like, when you have that type of sensitivity, you want to know what's going on with everybody. And I think it all keeps everybody safe too, because you'll know what's happening and what's going on. So it sounds like you all are really open with each other too of what you're experiencing.
Sometimes we're spot on with each other. There's been times where we walk into a building that Angel and Lindsey have been at, but me and Jim haven't. Josh, sorry. Josh hasn't, and we'll just stop and we're like, okay, are you feeling this? I'm feeling this. And it's exactly what.
Yeah, we're feeling the same thing a lot of the times.
It's like
and you guys have been to so many different locations, Cresson, Madison Seminary, Sweet Springs, among so many others. And so I'm wondering what each of your favorite locations have been so far. So we'll start with Mikala and Bryan. If you guys, both of you can answer, and then we'll just kind of like go down the line. What are your favorite locations so far?
Oh, man. Obviously Cresson's one of them. Always will be. But I do like Madison a lot, but Sweet Springs was way up there. I definitely say Sweet Springs over Madison.
Nice.
Like she said, Cresson was the bread and butter. It had everything. I'd drop anything to go back. That's where I started and that's where I met everyone. But I have to say my overall favorite is Ogle's Village in Ohio. That's where I really opened up compared to any other place, and I want to go back. That place was
kind of affected you a little bit differently than.
Yeah, I saw my first full body, cried, had a great time, played with some foxes. Yeah.
Oh. So really, that location for you had everything. It sounds like. Remind me at a different day and time, because I want to hear about all of that. I don't know how much we can share in the pod, but I want to know more about that one.
I always forget, so we will.
Right? Angel and Lindsey, what about you guys? What have been your favorite locations you've investigated so far?
Cresson is always going to be my favorite. And I don't say that just because I work there and I volunteer there. It's 36 acres, 20 buildings. TB sanatorium, state hospital, prison. It had the paranormal trifecta. It was and will forever be known as the greatest paranormal location that I have ever investigated in my 12 years. And I will forever say that that's my favorite. besides that, Waverly Hills. And I haven't been back to Waverly in probably 10 years, but Waverly was pretty freaking awesome. And I'd love to go back again.
Yeah, I bet.
That's cool. So obviously you're gonna hear it across the board. Cresson's number one. I don't care what anyone says. That one has everyone's heart. That one there's a beast from the east, baby. That's the real deal. Wherever you are in the world, if you ever get a chance to look at all the information, do it. But what I would say, my favorite one, the one where the first time in 12 years that I was actually like scared. That I was not like terrified. I was scared. Monroe House. The Monroe House.
Yeah.
I was
Where's that at?
Indiana.
It's Indiana.
The state of Indiana.
Yeah, the state. It's like oh Lord, something city, Hartford City, Indiana.
Hartford City, Indiana.
Hartford City, Indiana. Right across the street from the Blackford County Jail, but Monroe House. That energy, boy. If anyone's ever sensitive or you feel like you have a gift, it's like you walk in and if your energy's in your blood starts to boil. Like it is a different kind of energy, and it is like it's the first place me and her spent the night there for our anniversary. When 8 a.m. hit, was that me? What'd I do?
I think when you said anniversary.
Oh, my bad. I thought I broke something. But so actually Monroe House, that's how the energy feels, like a firework going off. And that place, 8 a.m. came and I was out the door at 8:03, packed, fully loaded. So that's my joint that I say was the one that got me.
Yeah.
Wow. And I had to have been something special if that was the experience. 8:03, you're done.
Yeah, no, it had that place.
Yeah, I couldn't wait to get out of there.
Yeah, we spent the night there, and
I wouldn't say it was my favorite location, but it was definitely my scariest location.
Yeah, I just like being scared, so that one was my favorite open location.
What about you, Britt and Josh? What's your favorite location so far?
Well, like they said, Cresson will always have a special place in our hearts, seeing as that's where we met the team and things kind of formed after that. But I would say Sweet Springs definitely had a lot of stuff happen at Sweet Springs. We had audible moans, which throws you off because it's not something you hear every day.
That was the most vivid moaning I've ever heard.
Yeah. I got chills just hearing Brittany talk about it.
It was the most. It was like it was a woman clearly in distress. And it doesn't help that within 3 miles of this location, you have no service. There's nothing.
Plus, we brought
10 people came bring her up. What did you say?
We brought a lot of good snacks.
Oh, Bryan said something.
Yeah, we had a lot of good snacks. Mine, I mean, not to toot the Cresson horn, but that's where I lost my para virginity, and the wife drugged me there. I didn't want to go. I didn't want nothing to do with the paranormal. I did not.
You're welcome.
I mean, I grew up in houses that were haunted, and I wanted nothing to do with it. It's not that I was scared. It's just I didn't want to let something in my life that I couldn't take care of. So just trying to be smart about things. The wife said, "I want to go to Cresson." She speaks. I jump. That's what it's like when you're married. So, but outside of Cresson, I would say Sweet Springs. I love Sweet Springs.
That's cool.
It's a good location. I mean, Liberty will have our hearts because that's our base of operation.
Yeah.
But a location to visit, Sweet Springs.
Yeah, I'm dying to go there. Eventually, I will make it to all of the places I have rumbling around in my head. But one of these days. What's that, Brian?
We'll have to give you the Airbnb info too. That was a beautiful Airbnb we stayed at.
It was nice.
Yeah. It was sketchy. Like I won't tell you about us, me, Jim, and Mikala getting there too early. I met some neighbors, but that was an awesome Airbnb. It was a great weekend. Your boy had to go potty, and there was nowhere to go.
Well, I did have like one of my friends had told me like, hey, if you're ever gonna book it, like print out the MapQuest directions before you go, or Google directions, because your
Yes.
stuff will like shut off halfway there, and there's
I
no
was
service.
4 miles in and lost internet connection. Luckily, my Google Maps still worked, but I drove for 4 hours with no internet connection. I didn't have internet till I got to the Airbnb and could get Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it was wild. Like, holy moly, I didn't know that, like, you know, I didn't know it was that far, like, kind of in bumfuck nowhere.
Yeah, it's straight BFE.
It's out there.
It's like,
and then once we got there, getting directions from people, it was like, go to the end of this road and turn right at the white tree.
Ew.
Or
that is no joke. The same tree for 200 years, people turning right at.
Yeah,
that's exactly how we got to Sweet Springs. You turned right at a set of cows, like a herd of cows.
That's what it was.
Yeah, miles down the road, and then you saw Sweet Springs, and then another town. You made a left. You followed that, and then Sweet Springs just rolls up.
It's like, why don't you even need Google
Well,
Maps?
what if
I got
the cows
Bryan,
weren't
so.
even there? Like, what if like, what if the cows are somewhere else?
And the creepy part about Sweet Springs is it's in the part of West Virginia where if you hear banjos, you run the other way.
Oh no!
Interesting.
You have the hills.
I mean, it's like
and then
the.
Sweet Springs,
Right, I was
like,
gonna say
the
it's like
cows
a
have
horror movie or something.
Yeah, it's
yeah, wrong turn. Jim, what about you? What's your favorite location? Do you like the no service 4-hour drive to the locations, or are you fancying the ones that you have service at?
All the places. I don't care. You point, I'm there. But I'm gonna. I think mine's gonna be a 2-part answer because of my 2 favorite experiences. I'm gonna go with All Glazes, the one, because it's the one and only time I actually got up and ran out.
Oh yeah.
Because we were sitting there, and whatever was there.
He never runs out.
I don't run. I was sitting. I think it was like 85 degrees, and I was sitting there. I was shivering and I was freezing. Like I mean, I was freezing. I was shivering. My teeth were chattering. I physically got up and left the building. And like 2 minutes later, Bryan comes running out. Hey, I hope you're all right, but hate to tell you, all this equipment's going off. So I run right back.
It's like
inside.
everything that was around him the moment he left.
The cabin.
So that was probably my best experience as far as negative wise. But I think my ultimate favorite is going to be the Octagon Museum because there's just so much history in that place. And that was probably my most compelling piece of evidence I've ever seen in person, like with my own eyes.
That one. Shout out to Octagon Mansion.
It was an old 90s style stereo that would power on and off on command, and the power button was broken.
Yeah.
Yep.
We have that on.
We have that on video. Her name is Aubrey.
That is probably my personal favorite experience ever. Like in the history, what's in that place is phenomenal because it's all privately owned collection from like Pearl Harbor, all the World Wars, Washington, Lincoln. It's just an amazing place to be. You need to go check it out if you haven't already.
Yeah. John and Debbie Cushman. John was a reenactor for 26 years.
Yeah.
And when they got the mansion in Withville, Virginia, he pulled up with 3 semi trucks. No kidding. 3 semi trucks full of artifacts, everything like that. I mean, this guy has everything from George Washington and Abraham Lincoln's death mask, a piece of the flag that was on Abraham Lincoln's coffin. I mean, you name it, he's got it. He's got from the Spanish uniforms from Spanish American War, American Revolution, Civil Wars. You know,
actual pictures from a camera off Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, like a camera they found. Yeah, Jim's 100% right. That they found on a runway, on an airplane runway that someone, hopefully they were alive, dropped. And it's a guy on the airfield taking photos, and you see the Japanese planes flying and dropping torpedoes on our ships. And it's in the middle. It's like live action back in the day. I mean, that place is amazing. But there's a little
it makes
girl
sense
there.
why it would be so active too with all those artifacts there.
And it's in a historic mansion to boot in Withville, Virginia. So
they do great events there. They do this thing. It's called Dinner with a Ghost, and we were blessed to host an event with them. And you go there, you get a 3-course meal with dessert, with everyone up to like 18 people with the paranormal group. We're serving the food, telling stories, and then after dinner and dessert, it's like they release you and hey, let's go ahead and investigate. And you investigate till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. And it's one of 3 still standing octagon shaped structures in the United States. And
Yeah, that's pretty unique.
Wow.
yeah, they are. I think it's like, I know Octagon Mansion. Then they have I think it's in Kentucky, the Octagon House is another one. And then, but I don't know where the other one is, so I'm not even going to act like I know what I'm talking about.
Well, since we talked about favorite haunted spots, what is your dream location to investigate? And we're gonna work backwards, so we'll start with you, Jim.
Oh boy, I don't know that I really can answer this. Definitely one of the penitentiaries, probably. You know, Eastern
Answer
State, you know, Waverly, and all those, any of them places really. Like, I just want to hit every place that we possibly can in this country, in this world. I want to do this, you know, forever,
Until your
everywhere and
bones give
anywhere.
out.
Yeah, I'll go until afterwards. Drag me along.
Until you
Like,
haunt a place.
Like, I would not want to do this with anybody else,
Until you
know,
haunt a place, that's
besides
awesome.
with my family. So wherever they want to go, I want to go.
Oh, man.
Beautiful answer.
What about you, Brittany? And wherever Josh went.
He had to take the dog out.
No.
I have a long list. Right now, I would say Waverly has been on my mind a lot lately. I would like to get over there at some point. I'm very excited to go to Pennhurst in September. That Pennhurst has been something I've been fascinated with before I even got into the paranormal. Like, just the history of the place, and you know, the structures of the buildings are beautiful. So that's going to be exciting.
Yeah. Be excited to see what you get there too.
Oh yeah. Josh had interactions with King at Pennhurst Paracon.
Really?
So I'm kind of excited to see like how that's going to affect him when we actually go and we're there with
in the middle of the
other
day.
people.
Yeah.
Dang.
Man. What about you guys, Angel and Lindsay? What's your dream location?
Eloise.
Cool.
I want to get to Eloise.
I did 4 nights there, and I
He's been
want them to
there.
go.
I haven't been there, and I want to go so bad.
It's awesome.
I like the psychiatric hospitals or like asylums.
Me
I feel like
too.
that's like a place that I really like to get like gravitate towards.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. So mine, I know there's been a lot of talks recently about this place, about validating the facts and the history of this location. But the one location ever since I was a child that I just want to go and investigate and find out if it's all true anyway, is Myrtle's Plantation in Louisiana.
Yes.
I know there's a lot of disputes going on right now. Everyone knows the paranormal field and their drama, and it's true, it's not true, this and that. But that's why we're investigators. We figure it out, right? But that place, ever since I was a young child, has always intrigued me. And I just have always told myself, I'm going to get my ass down there and investigate the Myrtle's Plantation. And that's number 1 on my bucket list.
That's awesome.
Josh, we were just saying, what is your dream location that you want to go to? Where would you want
Well,
to
we're
go?
going to it in November. It's Gettysburg.
Oh.
I've always wanted to go to Gettysburg, and Daniel at the Rainworth Inn hooked us up for, what is it, a night?
Yep.
And
Daniel Bonner.
The history out there. I've always wanted to go to Gettysburg. You know,
Well, I mean, you could spend a week out there and still not cover all your bases that you want to do and go and see and be.
Absolutely.
Just to do it and say I did it. That's all that really matters to me.
Dude,
And you're about to get your chance to do it.
Yeah, in November. Here we go. That's cool.
Awesome.
What about you guys, Bryan and Mikala? What's your favorite dream location?
I would say the old hospital on College Hill.
Nice.
And I know this one has a little bit of drama lately, but I've always been so fascinated in the Conjuring House.
Oh,
Always
cool.
wanted to see what it's all about.
My dream is to really go out of the States. And a big one I want to go to is Edinburgh Castle in Scotland.
Yeah, good drop, bro.
That
Scariest places on earth.
Yeah.
that place looks crazy, like castles. That's what I want to go to is castles.
That's cool.
Yeah, you guys ever think that Dark Hollow will take it international?
If I can deeply medicate her on an airplane, we'll go.
Yeah, you're going to be dragging me on a plane too, but I'll do it.
No, to go to a castle, Edinburgh Castle. Oh yeah,
That would be dope. What was the other one? There was one in the late '90s, showing my age, mid '90s, late '90s.
Oh hush.
That they, I know, Timothy. I'm sorry. There was another castle. It was huge. It was on all the shows. Chillingham Castle. Chillingham Castle. That's a name drop. If you haven't heard about that one right there with Edinburgh is right there. That was a big one. Remember that?
Oh my God, yeah.
Franklin Castle in Ohio. That one's close.
Well, there's a Wilson Castle too in Vermont.
Yeah.
Wilson Castle. I was just talking to them earlier. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, so try to get your fill of the U.S. castles and then take those experiences on to Edinburgh.
International.
Yeah.
Right?
We're gonna have to stay tuned and figure it out if we'll ever never make it that far.
Right?
You never know.
Good dream to have.
Yeah, it's a great goal to have to go international.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a
Look at
lot
that.
of
It's
old
happening.
history.
I'm afraid if I get Lindsey on a plane all the way over there, she ain't coming back.
I don't blame you. I probably wouldn't want to come back either.
Me neither.
Better have enough medication to get me there and enough medication to get me home.
It's
Okay. Angel has edibles.
Yeah, no lie.
So now we know a little bit more about your team. Let's get to know some of you a little better.
Yeah, we are going to do our first game that we've had
Mhm.
on the podcast so far. We're going to have a little round or a couple rounds of who's most likely to blank. So
Yes.
get out a piece of paper and a pen, and each time I'm going to ask who's most likely to do a certain thing. And you'll quietly confer with your partner if you have one and agree on what member of the team fits that description. And then when a decision has been made on everybody, then we'll ask you screen by screen to reveal your answers.
I'm so excited.
Are you ready?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm going to the bathroom, but I got this.
Because like I know, right? Because like I know what he would say. All right, so the first one, who is most likely to get scared and scream?
And scream.
Mm-hmm.
I love hearing all the whispers to each other.
I feel like we need newlywed like da-da-da-da, like music or something.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Game show music.
I see Angel and Lindsay's face. I just have a feeling.
Answers locked and loaded.
All right, everybody give me a thumbs up when you have your answers.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. All right. Now, take your piece of paper and show the camera so we can all see it at one time.
I don't scream.
That's Britt, Bryan or
Me, Lindsey, or Brian.
oh,
Mikala, Lindsey, and Brian.
I never
Like
scream.
me or Brian.
Lindsey or Bryan. Bryan's famous thing is, what was that? He does
Yeah.
a Mickey Mouse voice when he gets scared.
I don't
And
scream.
then I hear
I'll
him
do my
shuffling
dance.
through the building.
You got Denzel Washington screaming over here, and then you have Mickey Mouse running down the hallway.
Oh, that's so awesome. It's like you all have these alter egos whenever you're
Mhm.
scared. You just like turn into the members.
Okay, next round. Who is most likely to get scared and run?
Everybody knows this answer.
Can I get
I feel like
200, Alex?
I feel like if I could like play, I would maybe have someone to write down on this one.
That's so
too.
awesome.
papers trash.
Yeah, you can do that. That's fine.
All right, thumbs up when you're ready.
I'm smiling so much my face hurts.
I'm gonna put that one in parentheses. Side story.
All right, 3, 2, 1, share.
So your
Hit it.
answers.
Brian, baby.
I said myself.
Oh, she said herself.
In quotation marks.
We're sitting in the attic.
Oh yeah.
I wish I could turn my camera around. I have a rig. You saw it, I think, Bree. But I have a rig that I use for every investigation. Has a big purple light on it. Well, something got loose. My charger fell, so I'm sitting in the chair up in the asylum, and just minding my own business. And all of a sudden, I hear something run right at me. I ran. I don't know if you've ever been to Madison. Have you? Okay.
No, not
so
yet. I'll be there in 2
the
weeks
asylum
though.
has a huge. There's the asylum that it's hallways and rooms, and then there's a big open space that has a bed and everything. I ran from the whole one end through the hallway past everyone. It scared the crap out of me.
He is the epitome of flight or fight.
Yeah.
He
this
scared me.
this
I
was-
didn't hear it. I just saw him take off running, so I got up and took off running.
So this is more towards Angel because we all know how his brother can be.
Yeah.
When we do an event,
So-
a public event, when he does
Yeah.
introductions, he's the first one
That's
to say,
my brother.
if you're in my way, you're gonna get tackled because I'm going
Oh,
out
yeah.
that door.
Right, make room.
He's the investigator that tells you I don't have 20 people here that I'm taking care of. There are 20 guests here that are taking care of me.
Yeah.
I mean, I like how he gets it up front, though. If you want to
He
have
really
like
does.
a
He tells you.
The
Steven
first-
person-sized hole in a wall, you just know that's what you're going to get.
The first time I met Steven was at
is.
We used to
Jean
crack
Benet.
jokes.
That's when I first met Angel and Steven.
Ran out the
We
bathroom.
were we were investigating the first floor. The girls were on the second floor. Steven comes running out of the bathroom, and we hear this loud bang or knock right in front of us. Steven turns around, runs right towards the front door. I'm standing right there. So for a brief moment, him and I become entwined as one.
Oh, no.
And he's like, all
So
I
you got
hear
to
is I hear
experience that
a thump, I
firsthand.
hear, oh shit, and then
I did.
I hear, nice to meet you, man. And they were like this ever since.
It's close, very quickly when that happened.
I've gotten him quite a few times. There was one day we were at the Cresson prison, and I snuck in behind him when he was going towards the corner because we heard something. I come right behind him just because me, I'm there. I'm going to figure it out. He turns around and spots me. He falls straight to the ground, spread eagle on the floor in front of a public group.
Him and Lindsey ran away from each or ran in the same direction, and then he closed the door and got mad at Lindsey. Was like, stop running from me.
We ran into each other trying to exit the same doorway. And he goes, don't touch me. Don't ever run at me when something's happening.
Something.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's hilarious. Okay, next round. Who's most likely to break out the first piece of equipment?
Ooh.
That's
I got this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love it.
Angel, you're so secretive.
I don't agree with you.
He's like, tee hee hee.
I've been in a courtroom or two my whole life, okay?
You're like, I know what I'm doing.
I got this.
All right,
Yeah.
big reveal. 3, 2, 1. Show it to the camera.
Hit him.
Josh or Brian, Jim, and Jim. Okay, we got a little bit of a tie over here with Jim and
All right.
Brian.
Nice.
I'd say me because I always get my camera out first thing before we start.
I was gonna say, I feel like you just set
That is
everything
true.
up and you can't do anything until you have all your ducks in a row.
Well, no, I
and
don't
then
mind
you do.
about I don't mind about REM pods or anything, but my camera, static cam, I like doing that when I know we're away from it. That's my
That's
first thing I
perfect.
always do.
So the answers are perfect then because you are definitely the first one to get your rig ready, and then Jim is the first person to load the area up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm always
cat balls here,
like, I'm
mag light
ready.
here.
And Josh too.
And I think that's my ADHD kicking in. I'm ready to get something going. Like, I'm gonna put this here, this here. I'm getting it all.
So
Well,
y'all,
last night we were up in the attic putting my phone up, and we set up equipment, and all of a sudden it started going off while we're away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
yeah, and
we
it's like
had
you don't
some-
have that stuff like set up, then like you're not gonna know what's going on if you're not right there. So
See, I
had the
picked Josh
whole-
because he's always the one that makes the stuff. So he always wants to bring it out and like, hey, I made this. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
the
I
thing
want
about
to
Josh
test
is
it.
Josh has all these
Exactly.
ideas. Like Josh was making us has been making us REM pods. We didn't know that these REM pods have double features. You can either get that beep sound or it comes with music. So Josh,
Yeah, I
like,
didn't
he's
know
pulling
that.
shit out of
Oh.
his ass. When he
heck yeah,
Really cool.
bringing some versatility to the equipment over here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to
Paranormal
hear a
Pink Daddy.
screeching beep all the time,
No.
I hear you, the man, bro.
especially if you're hungover. Some pretty music is nice when you're hungover trying to ghost hunt, you know?
Right? Jim had to refill his cup too. I'm like, I'm almost there, my friend. I'm almost
I know,
there.
same.
Now I know we have two more sensitive people in the group, but I still want to ask this one anyway. Who's most likely to use their intuition to guide them?
Oh, this is that awkward silence. I hate awkward silence. How's everyone doing?
I can
She
fart
brought me
with
her
always
job
do.
one time, and we got into an elevator with a whole bunch. What are they called? Residents, trainer, like training dudes.
Medical students.
There you go, same thing. And we got
Close
in there
enough.
with them, and it was quiet. And I literally just looked at everyone. I was like, "So what's up, guys? How's your day? You know, like what's going on?" And so,
See, I love the silences because I will look at each one of your screens and just like, let me see their energy here. What's this dynamic? What
You're
are they saying?
analyzing. I
'Cause
hate the awkward
sometimes, like,
silence.
Right? Sometimes y'all are like, conferring back and forth, and then sometimes y'all just give each other a look like, just write it down without
Yeah.
even having to say a word. So
like
Oh.
when this interview's over, we're gonna be talking for like an hour. I guarantee it.
We might even video call.
hey, I
How
cannot
dare
wait.
you? How dare you?
I can't answer this question.
You can't answer the question?
I can't answer this question because I
okay,
know
nobody's
every
getting-
one of
better.
us,
No one's
every
getting
one
graded.
of us can do that.
Every single one of us is has a
Like-
gift.
Yeah.
Like just last night, I was drawn to that attic,
Mm-hmm.
and as soon as I went up there, I'm like, I need somebody up here right now.
And just like literally, like at
That is
Liberty,
fair.
I called a whole entire diagnosis that I just pulled completely out of my head.
So, like,
Wow.
whenever I
Yo,
do Estes,
the
like
appendicitis.
last night,
Appendicitis.
I do Estes. I can do Estes for an hour. I don't care longer.
Oh, he didn't last. You didn't last.
So we're
20
sitting
seconds.
there ready to do dual Estes. I'm sitting in the bed in another room than the other person, and it's just a constant shh because I didn't start sweeping yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard something, but I didn't have the headphones on. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. Put them on, start going. Probably not even 10 seconds after, it's just an old voice that says, get out of here. And I took it off. I started watering. I said, nope, not going to happen.
It was crazy because, like, as soon as I hear
I
him go
never do
up,
that. I never
Huh?
take it personal.
he
take
never does. He never,
But
and I
not,
give
was
him,
like, okay,
Yeah.
they don't want to talk to me.
yeah, and we're very big. First of all, for everyone who watches this and everything, we're very big on if you're uncomfortable, we're not going to push you. Like, yourself. You're your best tool. I always say you're your best tool. Like, if you feel like you can't, you can't. Bryan has always never complained about it. As fast as that man said, are we good? And I heard the bed creak. I heard him walking. He was already at the door saying, hey, could someone else do this? Because something just told me to get out. And for Bryan to do that instantly, I was like, switch it up. Like, if something told, if you heard something like that and you're acting like that and his eyes were watering, I was like, you're done, brother. You're good.
Well, it's like you all know
So-
each other so well, so you
Mhm.
know when someone's spot on, you know when someone's
yeah.
not, and all of you have probably
Oh,
learned
yeah.
to trust your intuition. So, and really, in true Dark Hollow Paranormal fashion, you guys can't answer this question together, and that's okay because it sounds like it's a group decision. Like Jim's like, I don't know if I can do this. We all have our own stuff, and like everybody's heads just
Right,
nodded.
exactly.
So we'll take
And
that
I
as a
looked at
good
Josh and I'm
consensus.
like,
you can't really answer that because everybody's got something of their own. Like we always say, like, you know, mediumships and stuff. You can't judge another person's mediumship because what's working for them might not necessarily work for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Mikala feels the
you might be
I
on
don't
fire
feel
one night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Huh?
This is me after that Estes.
Yeah, like Fairfield.
That was right after.
I'm burnt out, brother. No, but no, you said it, Brittany. You said it perfectly because like how she was at Fairfield, she had music on her. Mikala, you know what I'm saying? You get stuff in your head, and we're like, you know, do with it. Go along. We're big with go along with the story. Stick to the storyline. Jim, like you with the attic. Bryan, I mean, you're exactly right, which is awesome. So I'm excited to see the answers of who everyone picked.
Mm-hmm.
I like how all of our bubbles keep coming up. We'll save that one for after we get off of here when we're all just chatting. But we do have one more question left.
Yeah, last question.
We're not answering.
Oh, we're not answering. Okay.
Yeah.
Get ready. Last question. And
Yeah, 'cause I put
finally,
everybody.
who is most likely to confront a spirit?
Ooh.
She laughs.
I know. I'm like, I feel like the audible noises after that question is like, I'm interested to see what's up here. All right. Are y'all ready? Last question. All right.
Fireworks. Last question.
Oh, it really did give us fireworks.
It does. Josh or Jim, Angel or Jim, me, because I'm the masturbate. Angel. That's hysterical. That's awesome. Jim, knowing Jim that like because you have like, you know, you just going out there for it and you're just letting yourself open. Is that why you kind of picked yourself? Was that like you're willing to put yourself in that position?
Yeah, because if someone else is running out of the room, I'm going to run into that room. I'm going to sit myself right in the center. I'm going to surround myself. I'm going to open myself up. All right, use me how you want. Do whatever you want, and let everybody else know you're here.
Jim is a person. I've heard it countless times for years where he's like, "What the hell is that? I have to go see it. I have to go see it." And he's in there like swimwear.
It's like whenever other people would like maybe like go away, he's running towards.
I say he's a firefighter of the paranormal.
That's so awesome. Thank you guys so much for playing along. Oh, Bryan, what's up?
Brian,
I can ask, are there more games? This is fun.
We'll continue our own version of games thereafter. It's like, you know, the like Patreon links that people have. It's like you can only subscribe to see this. Well, none of you can because we're gonna get off here and we're gonna do a Dark Hollow game right after. Things that we can't publish on the internet.
Right.
But thank
or
you guys.
Just do like a whole episode, just games.
I know. I really like this.
This is actually the coolest like interview. Like that was like a perfect idea.
Thank you.
Well,
And it didn't
thanks
go
for
R-rated.
being right. Thank you for being our guinea pigs for that first first go around because we hadn't done that before, and it was really fun. And it's just a great way to see the chemistry that your team really does have. And on September 7th, you guys, along with the Historical Society, are putting on your own Paraunity Paracon, and I'm going to be there in person hosting some live interviews among other things. Becca's going to be there remotely, so we're going to be there together. But Angel and Lindsey, tell our listeners about the event and where they can find y'all on social media before we let you go.
All right. So if you go to our Facebook page, Haunted Liberty Theater and Museum, we are posting on there. Right now, we are getting vendors from everywhere. We got people coming from Ohio. As of 2 hours ago, I got someone that's coming from New Jersey. This right now, everyone's been talking about a lot in the paranormal field. So with the basis of all that, we are showing everyone in the community that no matter where you are statewide, we can para-unite and come together and show everyone the support everyone deserves in a positive way and just bring light to the community, saying like, hey, even though there's a lot of drama right now in the community, we still have a bunch of people here that are trying to share the wealth and share the positive vibes and share all the gifts.
Lift everybody up
and lift
and support
everyone.
each other.
Absolutely.
But you can find more information on the Haunted Liberty page, the Dark Hollow Paranormal page, To be a vendor, you could email us at darkhollowparanormal@gmail.com. We are still accepting a couple vendors for outside. We'll email you the vendor application. Tickets are available to purchase at Ticket Leap. You just go to Ticket Leap /Dark Hollow Paranormal and you can purchase tickets. It's also advertised on our Dark Hollow and Liberty page on Facebook.
We're doing it from 10 to 6. And we actually, this weekend, which is a great positive thing, we landed a food truck. It's a big weekend event for the community. So it's open to everyone. And we want anyone and everyone to come in and just share the love. And then afterwards, for all the vendors that are watching that are thinking about signing up, we are offering a vendor-free investigation. So a good little worm to put on the bait hook. So
heck yeah, I can't wait. I'm super excited, and you guys are really dedicated to the process, and I know that you're going to bring in a lot of people into our community, and I think that it's great what you guys are doing, and I'm just glad that you asked us to be a part of it.
It's a team effort. Thank you all for giving us the opportunity to experience it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do that game.
Anytime.
A live questionnaire.
Perfect. Well, thank you guys for joining us. I know we had some technical difficulties, but we made it through. But for next week, Bree and I are going to sit down and talk about our bucket list of haunted locations and share some stories about our own investigating experiences. But until next time, everyone, cheers. I know you have water, but you can cheers to that.
Cheers.
Shout out to Walmart Water.
Great value.